Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for giving your association this morning, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce themselves this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj and the assembled devotees. This is Dinabandhu Guru Das and Lalita Devi Dasi from Sandy Ridge. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dinabandhu Prabhuji and Lalita Mataji. Dandavad Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for giving your valuable association with us, Prabhuji and Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, shall we record?
Yes.
Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Chakravarti Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 4.29 chapter 1a verse onwards. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Are you there in the call, Prabhuji?
Prabhuji is there on the call, Mataji. I see him.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very so much for joining the call this morning, Prabhuji.
Like Chakravarti Prabhuji is coming in few minutes.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, we can have more introductions.
Yeah. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce themselves? Would like to introduce themselves this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you very so much for giving your valuable association this
Hare
morning,
Krishna Mataji.
Prabhuji.
I am Ishank from MNIT Jaipur. We are from Chakravarti Prabhuji side. So Prabhuji is just coming. Within 2 minutes we are starting.
No problem, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for letting us know.
Yeah, Prabhuji is not at the like Radha Rasbihari temple now.
Okay.
Okay. We saw Prabhuji has joined, so that's why we stopped the introduction. Actually. Can we read the verse now? Then, if anybody volunteer to read today's verse? Oh, Prabhuji is here.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. Sorry for the delay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. That's absolutely fine, Prabhuji. Dhanwad Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for giving your time, Prabhuji. I now hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
अमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपपदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देव श्री राधा कृष्ण पैदावन सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखा नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदाय ते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरति श्री हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां वैष्णवे जय नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 So I was told to speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam verse and also about Sri Rasikananda Prabhu, whose appearance day we celebrated 2 days ago. So I thought first we'll discuss about Sri Rasikananda Prabhu and then go on to our regular Bhagavatam class. So Sri Rasikananda Prabhu, disciple of Sri Shamananda Prabhu. And you know Shamananda Prabhu is disciple of Sri Ridha Chaitanya Prabhu, who is disciple of Mahaprabhu's associate. So how this glorious parampara is there. And if you hear about these wonderful acharyas, amazing, just, I mean, there are no words, no adjectives to describe about their qualities. We just hear about them, discuss about them, we remember them. And yesterday we celebrated Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. So, yet another great acharya, very close to all of us, because he gave us ISKCON. He gave us everything actually. So when we hear about these great acharyas, our heart is filled with awe and reverence, filled with that love, that affection, that respect, that gratitude in our heart erupts. Because these acharyas, we are into their association through their katha, through their leela, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So Rasikanand Prabhu appeared in 1590, and his father's name was Sri Achyutadev, who was the king of Rohini. It's an area in Mallabhumi near Swarnarekha river. Swarnarekha river is considered to be very like Ganga, who takes away all your sins. And his mother's name was Bhavani, who was very much dedicated, very pious and chaste lady. And very soon, at a very young age, Sri Rasikananda Prabhu was married to Shyamadasi, another embodiment of devotion and chastity. They both, husband and wife, were practicing Krishna consciousness. Even though practicing Krishna consciousness satisfied in a way that wife is supportive, parents are supportive, what else you need? Everything. As Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, that when I see this, when I see my house, it appears Vrindavan, because everyone is practicing Krishna consciousness. From 2 days I'm hearing, like I hear every day Prabhupada's lecture. So from 2 days Prabhupada's talking, similar thing. He said he's talking about renunciation. Then he said, doesn't matter. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not very particular about you being a sannyasi or brahmachari or a grihastha. Don't become a grahamedi. Become a grihastha. And become first-class devotees and preach. Mahaprabhu is not concerned. Bhakti is not dependent on ashram. Though the brahmachari or sannyas ashram gives extra facility, but that does not guarantee pure devotional service. We have all these great acharyas who are in grihastha ashram. But still there was some vacuum, something was lacking in his heart. And he was just not very happy. He was thinking what to do. He was praying. When will the day come when some great personality, great Vaishnava will give me shelter at his lotus feet? So our today's verse is very much connected to this mood, which we'll discuss later. That hankering should be there. Now you can say it's Prabhupada's mercy, unlimited, causeless, whatever words you want to give. That every one of us are getting initiation so easily. Otherwise, we know this story of Narottam Das Thakur getting initiated from Lokanath Goswami. We know how Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur got initiation. We know how so many devotees had to struggle so much to be initiated by a bona fide spiritual master. And here we are. We have so many bona fide spiritual masters in this world, not only one. In their time, they were very rare. The souls were very rare who were bona fide. So Rasikananda Prabhu's name was also Murari. He was lamenting, hankering for the association of Guru. Because until and unless we take shelter of the bona fide spiritual master, our bhajan in a way doesn't start. Yeah, we are doing something, but that the path will not open. Then someone will say, but in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is mentioned, no need of initiation. So I would request them to go and read the purport of that verse. Prabhupada has written some 7 to 8 verses, 7 to 8 pages of purport, and how it is important to be accepted by a bona fide guru. So he heard this sound. He was sitting and there was a sound in the sky that don't worry, Murari, very soon you will be accepted by Sri Shyamananda. And Shyamananda Prabhu, after completing his education under Jiva Goswami, he came to Odisha and started preaching. He preached everywhere in Odisha. And he was popular. So he knew. Murari Prabhu, he knew. And then he was so happy. Imagine how much happiness we should be feeling in our heart when we hear not only our Guru Maharaj, but any Guru, bona fide, and ISKCON Guru, they are coming towards our temple and we are going to get their darshan. So much intense feeling he was feeling. Then he just slept. And while he was sleeping, he saw the dream. And in the dream, Shyamananda Prabhu appeared. And he said, tomorrow, in the morning, early morning, when the sun will rise, you will meet me and I will accept you as my disciple. Because it was ordered. And next day, he's sitting outside, took bath and sitting on the path, and he saw Shyamananda Prabhu coming. Very effulgent, coming along with his associates, as if the clouds were moving in the sky. Broad chest, such beautiful smile, and from his lotus mouth emanating continuously the names of Gauranga and Nityananda. He was so jubilant. Murari Prabhu became so jubilant. Immediately he paid obeisances. And Shyamananda Prabhu, he came, picked him up, and embraced him. There, he gave him initiation. He and his wife both. Shyamananda Prabhu gave initiation to both husband and wife, Shyamadasi, Mataji, and Rasikananda Prabhu. Both got initiation in Krishna now. So this is what Srila Rupa Goswami explains in 64 limbs of bhakti. The first is Guru Padashraya. He takes the shelter of bona fide spiritual master. First element in bhakti. Second is take initiation and knowledge from Guru. Shiksha and Diksha in Krishna Tattva. So then they both got initiation. And Rasikanand Prabhu started traveling with Shyamananda Prabhu. And he became so dear to Shyamananda Prabhu. He became very intimate. After that, Shyamananda Prabhu gave him a deity, Radha Govind Dev at Sri Gopi Vallabhapur, and told him that you stay here at Sri Gopi Vallabhapur and worship Radha Govind. And he worshipped with so much love and attention and care. Now, sometimes we are Kalyuga people. We need everything, what you call smart goals. Goals should be smart. Whether I'm smart or not, the goal should be smart, so specific, measurable, and achievable, and realistic, time bound. So everything we need a measure. How will I know whether I'm lovingly serving the deities? You will know. And Prabhupada gives very simple parameter. Who you have to go to take certificate that your stomach is now full. You have taken sufficient prasad. You don't need to go and take certificate from anyone. You will realize. So Prabhupada says deity worship means two parameters: cleanliness and punctuality. If you are punctual with all the services of deities and you are thoroughly clean, you, the altar and everything around that is clean, that means it's good. And then you want to know how you feel? Prabhupada says, when you dress, when you dress the deities, you will feel that satisfaction in your heart. That is the standard of devotion. We should feel that satisfaction. If we are not feeling, then we need to chant more attentively. We need to serve the deities more attentively. Maybe we are committing some seva aparadhs. So this is the standard. If we are there already, well and good. If you're not there, rise. Come to that standard by more sadhana bhakti. Then he started preaching the message of Gauranga and Nityananda in Gopi Vallabhapur. Rasikanand Prabhu and his wife, both. And everyone could see how lovingly Rasikanand Prabhu is serving Sri Garadha Govind Dev. It was so, because the deities become very effulgent if you serve them nicely. That's amazing science, no? If it is only stone, it should remain same. You go and see any picture of any deities of ISKCON 10 years, 20 years, 40 years back, and now you see. You see Krishna Balram in Vrindavan 40 years back and now. You see Radha Rasa Bihari in Juhu 40 years back and now. You will see the difference. It's not just stone. The deities, they reciprocate with love and affection what they receive from the devotees. Then he was preaching, and he preached to everyone. There was a wicked person, he was a Muslim, and he tried to kill Rasik Murari, Rasikananda or Rasik Murari, by feeding an elephant some intoxication. So that intoxicated elephant will tremble under its feet Rasikananda. But Rasikanand was such a powerful devotee, such pure devotee, that he tamed that elephant. Intoxicated mad elephant was tamed. Not only once, there were 2 elephants he tamed, and he tamed 2 tigers. Can you imagine? The second elephant which he tamed, he gave name as Gopal Das. Even in Vrindavan, there was one sadhu who tamed one lion. And this lion will go out and do madhukari for sadhu. The sadhu will put some bag, and the lion will go, knock the door, and just bow down. And people will know he has come, so they'll put something in his madhukari bag. So that's how he was preaching. And he preached to all zamindars and kings, nearby area, whoever, even wicked people, even atheists, even non-believer. Everyone was just touched by his association, and they would become devotees. Once Rasikanand Prabhu was preaching. He preached for 46 years. He was vigorously preaching and was completely absorbed in preaching. Suddenly he realized that there is a time of Rath Yatra, and he wanted to go to Jagannath. He left everything then and there and just ran, like the wind towards Jagannath. Cold had just started in India. So that's why this all. Then, but Rath Yatra already started. Jagannath was feeling that separation from Rasikananda because he was coming. So Jagannath didn't allow the cart to move. And the king tried so much, elephants came, they pulled, they pushed, nothing to do. The king was frustrated. So Jagannath told him that don't get frustrated. My devotee Rasikananda is coming. So I'm waiting for him. Once he comes, I'll go. And Rasikananda approached near the cart, and everyone knew who's Rasikanand. He gave so many gifts, he paid obeisances, and the king said to Rasikananda Prabhu, please pull the cart. And single-handedly pulled the cart, and cart started moving. At Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if he would see the cart is not moving, because Jagannath would just stand. Jagannath would just stand on the road to see the dancing Lord. So Lord is relishing the dance of the Lord. Gauranga is Krishna, Jagannath is Krishna. So, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pushed with his own head and the cart will move. So this is how, and then Rasikanand Prabhu, the king said to Rasikanand Prabhu, that why don't you stay here? Jagannath Puri, holy place, your Lord is here. You could stay here and worship. Open a temple here. Sometimes ISKCON devotees also get some offer. They please come and open the temple. Not in Dham. In Dham there is too much competition. So, but other places definitely we are invited. So then Rasikanand Prabhu said, okay, give me this full tota mutt, which is now known as Shri Kunja mutt. And he started worshipping the deities, which is now known as Shri Radha Rasik Rai. After 46 years of preaching, the amazing way how he departed from this world. He reached Remuna, Kirchor Gopinath. And they were doing a lot of kirtan. And then he did some Krishna Katha. He spoke some Katha. So, after speaking Katha, and he knew, as the time has come, he went inside. He touched the lotus feet of Gopinath. And he entered the deity and left to the spiritual abode from there. Look at the power of devotees. We know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did like this. But even devotees. So Bhagavad Gita, when it says, in the 4th chapter, Krishna is saying, the consummate and the person who's performing the yajna and the yajna itself both becomes pure. The ingredients which are poured in that fire both become pure. So devotees are so pure that they can depart from this world through the deity. Seeing this, that their spiritual master has departed, all the devotees who are doing kirtan with mridanga and kartal, they dropped their kartal, they dropped their mridanga, and immediately they dropped their bodies. They left them. Imagine the love they had for them. As Puranjan Vyakhyan, you all are studying. Puranjan Vyakhyan, you all are studying. When he died, Puranjan, his wife was lamenting. And then Prabhupada writes in the purport that how, and then Prabhupada immediately takes that husband-wife thing to Guru and disciple. And he says how a disciple should actually leave the body immediately when his Guru has left. What is the business there? But he says only for preaching, for service of preaching, the disciple must stay back. So that is the mood we see here. And all those devotees, their samadhi, their Pushpa Samadhi is still in near Kirchur Gopinath, and Rasikanand Prabhu's Pushpa Samadhi is in Radha Shyama Sundar temple in Vrindavan. A beautiful Shyama Sundar deity, small deity, which has manifested from the heart of Shyam Sundar has manifested from the heart of Srimati Radharani. There also we have Samadhi of Shyamananda Prabhu, and there only, the same campus, the Samadhi, Pushpa Samadhi of Sri Rasikananda. So this is about Sri Rasikanand Prabhu. He had 3 sons, all became powerful devotees, and he wrote a book, Shyamananda Shataka, the biography of his spiritual master, Shyamananda Prabhu. And there's so much detail to talk about these acharyas. Sri Rasikananda Prabhu ki jai. So we have to also cover the verse. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, X 29. No, chapter 29, chapter entitled Talks Between Narada and King Prachinibari. Text number 1. I don't understand what is 1a and 2a. I was told 1a. I thought 1 and 2. One is 1a. I'm supposed to take 1a, or these both together becomes the first verse? Because I don't know how to separate them. Sarvesham eva jantunam satatam deha poshane asti pragya samayatta ko vishesha stadaranam labdvehante manusyatvam hitva dehadya satgraham atma sritya vihayedyam jivatma savishishyate. King Prachinibari replied, My dear Lord, is addressing Narada Muni, my dear Lord, we could not appreciate completely the purport of your allegorical story of King Puranjan. Actually, those who are perfect in spiritual knowledge can understand, but for us, who are overly attached to fruitive activities, to realize the purpose of a story is very difficult. Purport. Sri Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita 7.30, Lord Krishna says, Tribhir guna mayir bhave, ebhi sarvam idam jagat, mohitam na bhi janati mamebhya paramabhyayam. Deluded by the 3 modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Generally, people are enchanted by the 3 modes of material nature and therefore practically unable to understand that behind all materialistic activities in the cosmic manifestation is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Generally, when people are engaged in sinful or pious activities, they are not perfect in knowledge of devotional service. Amazing line. We'll discuss on this. The allegorical story narrated by Narada Muni to King Bharishman. Bharishman is Prachini Bhari or Prachini Bharishad, same person. Especially meant to engage conditioned souls in devotional service. The entire story narrated allegorically is easily understood by a person in devotional service, but those who are engaged not in devotional service but in sense gratification cannot perfectly understand it. That is admitted by King Varishman. This 29th chapter describes that by too much attachment for woman, one becomes a woman in next life. But a person who associates with the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his representative becomes free from all material attachment and is thus liberated. So very interesting and almost 4 or 5 different points Srila Prabhupada covers. That's why the purports are so important, these Bhaktivedanta purports. You see, any scholar, when he gives the purport to Bhagavatam, he gives what is given. Okay, he has some connection to bhakti, some connection, but he's a scholarly person, and he gives a purport. So he expands. But Prabhupada is the Mahabhagavata Acharya. He is not just ordinary devotee or ordinary scholar. Prabhupada will exactly write in purport what is needed for us. Foolish people in the world, they say that Prabhupada has given something which is not spoken in the verse. Sometime you will see in some of the Bhagavatam verses where if you take the shloka, the verse, and if you just get it translated either through Google Translate or through any Sanskrit professor in any of the university, they will do it correctly. But Prabhupada will add something more. Even in word meanings, then what to talk about purpose? Because what Prabhupada is trying to give us is what we need. And if something is extra has to be given, connected to that, Prabhupada will give. That is the position of an Acharya. So Prabhupada is saying, this translation, Prachini Bari, he is saying, my dear Lord, he's telling Narada Muni. Now Narada Muni explained in few chapters the entire story of Puranjan and then how he becomes Puranjani. This is what Prabhupada writes in the last line of the last paragraph. A man who's too much attached to a woman becomes a woman in next life. यम यम मापि स्वरं भावं त्यज्यते अन्ते कलेवरं तम तमेवेति कौन्तेय सदा तद भाव भावित. With whatever consciousness a person lives, he will attain that body in the next life. And here we see Puranjan becomes Puranjani. So we are just going around in this world, changing the bodies. We get attached. We know the story of Bharat Maharaj. Obviously, that was a special pastime of the Lord to teach all of us. But how he was so attached to deer and he became the deer. So how much careful we should be. Because we don't know. Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days. He knew that he will not die before 7 days. We don't know whether we'll be able to complete this lecture or not. That's our situation. We don't know. So then all the time we should be attentive where our consciousness is hovering. My dear Lord, we could not appreciate completely the purport of your allegorical story of King Puranjan. He's being very honest. This is the first sign of a person who is sincere in Krishna consciousness. He's honest that I am not a big scholar. I cannot understand. I'm admitting it in front of my spiritual master that Guru Maharaj, I cannot understand anything. Please make me understand. Why I cannot understand? He says, those who are perfect in spiritual knowledge can understand, but for us, Rajini Bari is talking about himself. He's saying for us, who are overly attached to fruitive activities, to realize the purpose of a story is very difficult. So we can understand that to understand scriptures is not easy. So here, when we are talking about Rasikanandru, we realized the need of Guru. You cannot go and read Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana Mahabharata and understand them. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be, so many people would come to bother him. So Mahaprabhu said to our Swarup Damodar, he said, don't send directly people to me. You scan them. I don't want. Mahaprabhu is in a different mood, relishing that internal bhav. He does not want to get disturbed. So Swarup Damodar would, especially the writings, but then the people who write anything about Krishna, completely non-bona fide, and they bring to Mahaprabhu. So such one Brahmana came and here is a not very bona fide thing. So Swarup Damodar said that I cannot show it to Mahaprabhu because it's not correct. That devotee accepted his mistake. That was his honesty. And he said, how can I learn Bhagavad? Swarup Damodar, being very kind-hearted, he said, Bhagavad sthane, Bhagavata padiya Bhagavata sthane. If you want to learn Bhagavad, you go and take shelter at the lotus feet of Bhagavad. Otherwise, you will not get it. I was distributing Bhagavad Gita in the train 5-6 years ago. And one person, maybe in 60s, he said that you people say that Bhagavad Gita is open secret. No, Bhagavad Gita, he says, Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita that this knowledge is Guhya, Guhyataram, Guhyatamam. That this knowledge is so confidential that even the 9th chapter is called as the most confidential knowledge. Rajavidya Rajguhyam. And you people, he was telling me, that you people keep distributing Bhagavad Gita openly. Where is the secret then? You should not distribute it. I said, Prabhuji, this Bhagavad Gita is open secret. This Bhagavad Gita is an open secret. He said, what do you mean by open secret? It's a contradiction. Yes. Everything in this creation and spiritual life is apparently a contradiction. So then I gave him an example. I said, if you go to market, take the medical book and study it, can you become a doctor? He said, no. I said, similarly, we are studying Bhagavad Gita, you will read Bhagavad Gita, but you will not understand Bhagavad Gita. He said, what do you mean by that? I said, you read Bhagavad Gita, but you will not understand it. He said, then why will I read? And why are you distributing? I said, you will understand one thing that you cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. And he was like, what? I said, you will understand after reading Bhagavad Gita that you cannot understand Bhagavad Gita because it is unlimited. It has unlimited depth. So then what do I do to understand? I said, Krishna has already told. Tadvidhi prani bhatena pariprashnena sevaya upadikshati tyagyanam jnani nastatvadarshana. You have to approach a guru. So Prabhupada is so merciful that people will read Bhagavad Gita, whether they'll come to Guru or not. So Prabhupada is given the purport, everything. And that's why very confidently Srila Prabhupada says that anyone who reads even one book of mine, even one chapter, even one page, even one paragraph, even one line, or just one word, his life is successful. So Prabhupada gave everything. Now here King Prachini Parishad is saying, until unless one is purified, he cannot understand. So we have to take shelter at the lotus feet of Guru. Engage ourselves in sadhana and seva. And eventually, our heart will get purified. Then the knowledge will be realized. There are 3 levels of knowledge, or 3 kinds of knowledge. One is the revealed knowledge, which is not revealed to you, person like me. The knowledge is revealed by Lord only to acharyas, not to us. And then second is realized knowledge. So when we read Bhagavad Gita, we hear Bhagavad Gita, we read and hear Bhagavatam, we chant, we serve devotees, we serve Krishna, then the knowledge gets realized. And then third is acquired knowledge. So you read, you acquire some knowledge. So along with reading, you need chanting, you need serving the devotees, the Vaishnavas, taking prasadam, doing other devotional service to understand Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or for Chaitanya, any other literature. So one's heart has to get purified. It is not a scholarly thing. We should never approach any of the Vedic scripture with a scholarly bent of mind. What will happen? A scholar will approach the literature having false ego in his heart that I will understand. I've studied Sanskrit. I know so many things. I've done PhD. I've taught Sanskrit. I've taught this. I can understand. He will never be able to understand. Krishna doesn't reveal. Krishna doesn't reveal. Moksha, moksha karma. Krishna says. These people who are not devotees, they're baffled. All the efforts are baffled. So that is why we should approach Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, any book of Prabhupada with that devotion in our heart, with that dependence on Guru and Krishna that I cannot understand. And you will see that you will realize knowledge. If this story which comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Srirangam and he saw one Brahmana who didn't know how to read and write. He was instructed by his Guru that you have to read Bhagavad Gita. And he said, I don't know how to read. He didn't say that his Guru know. His Guru knows that my disciple does not know how to read. How will he read? But still Guru is instructing. With firm faith in his heart, unflinching faith. This Brahmana is reading Bhagavad Gita. He's not able to read it because he does not. So many people are laughing. See this person who's uneducated, illiterate, he's trying to read Bhagavad Gita. But what happened? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, this Brahmana was crying. Mahaprabhu asked, what happened? He said, my Lord, whenever I take this Bhagavad Gita in my hand, I realize the great mercy of Sri Krishna. Such compassion that he became the driver, the servant of his servant. He became the chariot driver. And his name, Parth Sarthi, is glorified everywhere. That's why seeing the greatness, the great compassion and mercy of Lord, these tears are flowing from our eyes. And Mahaprabhu said, O Brahmana, you have understood Bhagavad Gita. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced that. So we don't want to become scholars because scholars will live in the material realm. They will not go back to God. Knowledge will not be revealed. So we should approach any act of devotion with devotion in our heart. Any sadhana, seva you're doing, with devotion. How do we develop devotion? Because now thing is coming, so what do we do? We should know the relationship. Sambandha Gyan. All the scriptures, if you take in the world, 75% the content given is Sambandha Gyan. 20% is 20 to 22% is Abhidhe, and only 3 to 4% is Prayojan. Sambandh is 75% in the Vedic literature. Because if we realize our Sambandh, everything will, it will just smoothly flow. The process of bhakti will become very smooth. All of us have our parents. And even after chanting from years, taking initiation, staying away from them, we still have very strong connection with them because they are our parents. We cannot deny that. That's not wrong. It's not wrong. Now this corona, somewhere second wave is coming, somewhere third wave is coming, somewhere still people are struggling with first wave. Whatever. When we come to know that either one of our parents or both the parents have been found or tested positive for corona, how much we feel concerned, how much anxiety or stress comes in our heart, in our consciousness. Do we feel same for Krishna? Do we feel same for Prabhupada, for our Guru? Do we feel same for other devotees? We've asked that. And that will define how much we feel related to Krishna. I was just talking to some devotee. I said, a group of devotees. I said, from 7 months, temple was closed. Did you even consider how things are going when the temple is closed? But we consider, oh, from 7 months I'm sitting at home, no income, no salary. So how much we are connected, these are the testing times. These are the testing times which will tell us where is our consciousness. You ask yourself, everyone should ask themselves, what if I die at this moment? And see what kind of thought is entering in our consciousness. This is called self-help test or self-evaluation. Just imagine you are about to die in next 5 seconds. And see in this 5 seconds what kind of thoughts are coming to us. Oh, I have to pay the bill of credit card. Oh, the milk is kept on the stove. The cake is getting baked in the microwave oven. I have to meet this devotee. I have to collect money from here. I have to do this. I have to do this. So many things. And just come and bombard our thoughts. Are we ready? We're going back. Are we thinking about Krishna? So that's relationship. That's called devotion. So we have to work on that. It has to become deeper and deeper and deeper. And eventually, whatever may happen, Vaishnava is not hard-hearted. Even a pure devotee, when his family is affected, he has concern. He has concern for the soul, not for the body. He takes treatment. Prabhupada, pure devotee. Any of his disciples, then they would fall sick. Prabhupada would take care of them. Prabhupada asked them. Prabhupada would personally write the medicine, give money. As you are a brahmachari, from where will you get? Take this medicine, apply it, and tell me. And after 2 days, Prabhupada asked again, what happened? Did you apply that medicine? Show me your foot. So, Prabhupada is pure devotee, but he's taking care of all of us. Krishna was not hard-hearted. Anyway, so this is required, but what is happening right now, we all are deluded by 3 modes of material. Everyone in this material world is deluded by 3 modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance, one or the other. And these 3 modes are fighting with each other. Whoever wins, we are his servant. We are its that mode becomes our master. If Tamoguna wins over Rajoguna and Satoguna, then we are afflicted by ignorance. If the goodness wins over passion and ignorance, then we are afflicted with goodness. But that's also contaminated. That's also tainted with passion and ignorance. It's not pure goodness. So we all are. And we don't have to worry. Worry in the sense, yes, we should worry that we have to come out, but we should not think too much about it. Rather, we should just focus on taking medicine. Sometime you would have seen the kids, and either while playing or something, they fell down. So they hurt themselves. So suppose there is maybe fracture, you can say, or if not fracture, then there's some bruises. But for a kid, there is a lot of pain, or maybe the bruises are a little deep. There's a deep cut, and the doctor has to put some stitches. Now you give that kid a painkiller. He will always remember that pain. He will look at that infection again and again. There's a tendency. But if you take this painkiller, you'll be relieved. It will help you to sleep. And take these medicines which will heal that. So that's what will happen. But the tendency is to again and again look there. So similarly, we have anarthas in our heart. We are conditioned souls. We are baffled by three modes of material nature. But our Acharya is saying, forget about that. Just take this medicine. Chant Hare Krishna. Practice devotional service. This will be taken care. But we are more concerned about this rather than concerned about medicine. Most of us have this problem, we can say, where we are shifting our consciousness again and again to the problem and not to the solution. So we have to learn and practice. Abhyasena Kaunteya, Vairagya cha grihate. Abhyas and Vairag. Vairag from seeing our anarthas again and again. I mean, we have to see, that will make us humble, but we should not be overly concerned. And abhyas of positive. So that will help us to advance in bhakti. Then he says, generally people are enchanted by three modes of material nature and therefore practically unable to understand that behind all cosmic manifestations, the cause of all causes is Shri Krishna. Very difficult. Do we agree? It is difficult? Yes. Because we don't have complete conviction that the cause of all causes is Krishna. Krishna said same thing in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam is saying, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, so many acharyas, Brahmaji is saying, Sarva Karana Karanam. Do we believe? No. Do we have faith? No. Someone will say, I have faith, I have conviction. Okay, let us test. Something happened to our near and dear one, then we'll realize. Sarva Karana Karanam. If you know that Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam, you lost your job, no problem. It's Krishna who took away my job. It's okay. Can we do that? Prabhupada did that. Prabhupada lost his factory, Prabhupada lost his business, Prabhupada lost everything. What he did? He just laughed. There's special mercy of Krishna. He took away everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. We are not at that level. Why we are not at that level? Because we are baffled by three modes of material. So until and unless we come out of three modes, we will not be able to have full conviction. So these things are, interlinked everywhere. So I personally I have heard from many senior devotees. I personally recommend focus more on taking medicine. And that's what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said. He said, our mark is not anartha pravritti. Even though in the 9 stages of bhakti, there is anartha pravritti, anartha nivritti. He said, that's not. We should focus on artha pravritti rather than focusing on anartha nivritti. And it's very logical, very logical. With a simple example, if there's a room completely dark, and I have been given task that this room should have no darkness at all. And I open the door, I try to push the darkness out. Go away, go away, go away from this room, go away from my life, go all the darkness. Like, there's a minister in India, he's a little comic fellow. And when Corona just was in China that time, the cases have not come to India. And this fellow, he arranges some foreign tourist or something, and then he's go Corona, go Corona, go Corona, Corona, go. He's saying go Corona. Maybe by hearing Corona, Corona, Corona came. So you cannot just push the negativity out. It's not easy. So how to remove the darkness in the room? You just lit the light. Switch on the light. So that's called Artha Pravritti. I can guarantee you, all the anxieties which sadhakas are having in ISKCON, chanting nahi ho raha hai. I'm not able to chant. I'm not able to read. I'm not able to focus. My mind is getting distracted. I have so much anarthas. I have lust, anger, greed, false ego, so much. What will I do? These are all mental problems. And only solution. Don't focus on them. Focus on chanting Hare Krishna. But Maya will not allow us to do that. There's absolutely no problem if you just focus on chanting Hare Krishna. Yes, I am diseased, heavy diseases, but I'm taking medicine. The best of the medicine in the entire creation. The most powerful, not the most powerful, the all powerful, not different from Krishna. His holy name. But then Maya does not want us. So Maya will tell the mind, look at how much negative you are. It's Maya who's telling us, look how many anarthas. You think you can chant and go back to Godhead? You know all the living entities. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Maya will preach us. All the living entities, as told by Krishna, are completely pure in the spiritual world. Are you pure? Look at your heart. Lust, anger, greed, envy, hatred. So many problems. Do you love all devotees? Do you like all devotees? Can you cooperate with all devotees? And Maya will preach. And then finally Maya will say, forget, nothing is going to work. Do you think just chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra you can purify? No. You come to me and I will give you all the enjoyment of life. So anytime any devotee, any sadhaka who's practitioner is feeling that I cannot fight with Maya, who's feeling that I'm not able to focus on chanting, who's thinking too much of anartha, it's not good. That's not good. Yes, you should know the reality that you are diseased. I mean, I am diseased. I know that I have disease. What can I do? Just take medicine and be happy. Professor chant and be happy. Otherwise, but we cannot do. So then what is the solution? Solution is still the same. Chant. When you are chanting, chant. Only chant. Everything will fall in place. Don't think too much about negativity or inside you. It is there. Sometimes devotees come, Prabhu, I have so much lust within my heart. So I know it. Everyone knows it. That's why you are in the material world. When we are in the prison house, one criminal is telling to other criminal, you know, I'm a criminal. I know. That's why you are in this uniform. So this material body is telling us that we are criminals. And that's why we are put into this jail in prison house. So we should focus on how can we go out. And then he says, the entire story narrated allegorically easily understood by a person in devotional service, but a person who cannot practice devotion, who is not practicing devotional service, cannot understand. Same thing what we discussed. And Prasini Parishad, king, he admitted that yes, I cannot understand. We sometimes feel that we understand, but actually we don't understand. Understanding means applying in our life, practicing. If we are not practicing, or whatever we're practicing, we have understood this. Whatever we're not practicing, we have not understood that. It's as simple as that. So we need Guru. We take shelter of him. He gives the mantra. Maha mantra is available, but when it comes from bona fide Guru, then you are accepted in parampara. And then you continue bhakti. Don't worry about the three modes disturbing you or the problems of this world disturbing you or your mind disturbing you. Don't worry at all. Just chant and tell your mind that, okay, I may not be pure, but I have the medicine to become pure. Prabhupada was a chemist and he used to make different medicines. So in Allahabad, one person asked, one of his godbrothers, do you have medicine which will cure the disease of the heart? Prabhupada said, yes, I have it. I know the formula, I'll make the medicine and distribute it. So that's bhakti. So we should focus on the medicine and not the disease itself. Because when you see again and again that infection on your body, you will be afflicted with more and more pain. Even though the pain is not physically, but mentally. Sometimes it happens that if someone meets an accident and the face is damaged, and after so much medical treatment, plastic surgery, face is no kind of. But still, when you see, there will be some scars, some stitches here, here, here. Now the pain has gone, but that will give you what? Mental pain, emotional pain. So why should we think about our anarthas? Here King Brakshini Barishad is teaching us, he didn't understand, he is honest, he told his guru that I didn't understand, please teach me. He's not saying that Narad Muni, I've understood everything. What to do? I cannot apply. I have so many anarthas. This is mental. You see, King Brakshini Barishad, did he say like that? That I have so many, I understood. This is the Kali Yuga people. They will say that they have understood, but they cannot apply it. Why? Also, Prabhu, I have so many anarthas. I cannot apply. I understood what is right, what is wrong, but I cannot practice right and cannot neglect the wrong because of my anarthas. That means you have not understood. It will take more time. So what to do? Chant your Lord. Pay obeisance to the deities, to Prabhupada. Pray. Pray to Krishna. Pray to Prabhupada. Pray to devotees. Serve devotees. And eventually, those purification will start. And then you will become pure. Fixed up in Krishna consciousness. Attain the stage of nishtha, the stage of determination. Whatever may happen, I'm not going to leave. Whatever may come, I'm not going to leave Prabhupada, not going to leave Krishna. Whatever pain has to come on my body, on my mind, let it come. It doesn't bother me. Let's fix it. So maybe I'll stop here. If some of you have any comments, any question, anyone wants to speak something, add something, most welcome. I will also learn something from all of you wonderful devotees. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very so much for a very enlightening class today, Prabhuji. So much for sharing your wonderful realizations. Is there anybody else, devotees, who have any realizations or comments for Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for this very relevant class. Very relevant. One second. Yeah, I have a question about something that I think we often hear that you said in this class today, that, if we are disturbed by our life circumstances, it is only the modes that are affecting us. In general, I'm not, I have a bit of a difficulty understanding the modes because it's a little bit abstract for me. But I know that everything in this world is made up of the modes, which means the influences of goodness, passion, ignorance. So when we say that we are disturbed by our life circumstances, and that means that we're disturbed by the modes, I wonder if you could just spell that out a little more, if possible, or, trying to elaborate a little bit on that point.
So regarding modes, you see, like there are television remotes, there's the air conditioned remote. So there is something called mode. Mode means the platform on which that entire thing is working. So there are three modes: mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Mode of goodness, when it's activated, or rather when it's there, what happens? You become more calm, more peaceful. You act with knowledge, with wisdom. So that is, a few of the things. In Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam more is explained. So that's mode of goodness. So when that mode is prevalent in your life, that time you will act like that. When the mode of passion, which is too much of work, not related to Krishna, that, and more or less selfishness is there. In mode of goodness, there's selflessness. In mode of passion, it's selfishness. There's knowledge, but it's selfish. And mode of ignorance is no knowledge at all. In Bhagavad Gita 17 and 19 chapter, there are many things based on knowledge, based on the three modes. So sometimes we act completely without knowledge, and we take wrong decisions. That's why that's when we are under the grip of mode of ignorance. And when we act with knowledge, but act for one own self, selfish, and this selfishness is not for the soul, it's for the body. When we are only doing things for the body, thinking that I'm this body, that's mode of passion. or thinking that I want to do something so that I can attain name, I can attain fame. That's mode of passion. And goodness is knowledge that yes, I'm soul, part and parcel of Krishna. But right now, I have fever, I have temperature, and this body is utilized in service of Krishna. Soul can serve Krishna using this body, but this body has got disease which needs to be cured so that it can again serve Krishna. So taking care of body with the idea, with the understanding that you are soul, but this body is given by Krishna for Krishna's service, that's mode of goodness. That's knowledge. That's real knowledge.
But
It's
you
not
said
that
in the
in mode of
mode,
goodness you don't take care of body.
yeah. In the mode of passion, I think you said that there is some knowledge.
There is knowledge, but knowledge is not the pure knowledge. The knowledge is contaminated. You consider yourself as a body, not as a soul. So there
But
is
what?
some knowledge.
Yeah, but that knowledge doesn't sound like knowledge.
Yeah, you got it right. That knowledge doesn't sound like knowledge because that's not the proper knowledge.
Okay.
And ignorance
Yeah,
is
so
absolutely no knowledge.
okay, I think I should use a practical example of how you can explain these modes for me. Let's say somebody has lost their job, you know, and their bank balance is practically nothing, right? So they're desperate.
Mhm.
So that person, if they feel, I have to go on job search. I cannot, I have to spend my time that way because, without even food to put on the table, how can anybody chant, So, and so their focus is going to be getting job, getting money. So in that scenario, how are the modes like handicapping that person?
Yeah, good example. So now in this example, when a person has lost job, absolutely no money, if that person somehow sells, whatever furniture in the house and gets some liquor or drugs and gets intoxicated and just sleeps, that's ignorance. Ignorance means you're ignorant. You want to avoid, you want to run away from the situation. That's ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
So this fellow, okay, I have no money, I have nothing to eat. I will sell the furniture, I will sell the car, I will sell the jewelry of my wife and get some intoxication and get intoxicated and lie down wherever I want. That's ignorance. Passion is that I will not chant. Now is the time. Go out and look for job. Without money, I can't exist. So to a certain extent, it's true. But at least chant your name if you're a devotee. Or even not devotee, at least have some calm mind. Because there's karma which is playing the role. You lost job not because of, you know, the new president or the old president. You lost job not because of corona. You lost job not because the economy is going ups and down, topsy turvy. You lost your job because of your own karma from previous life.
Yeah.
And you got the job also because of your own karma from previous lives. So without
Yeah.
any effort, you got the job. Without any effort, you lost the job. So now you have that understanding that, okay, I got the job, I lost it. The time will come, I will again get the job, but I need to find it. So you find the job. It's not that in goodness you don't work, but let me chant, let me read, let me be more peaceful, let me be more equipped to deal with my mind, to deal with my contaminated consciousness, which is bugging me again and again. That you don't have job, you don't have money, you don't have job, you don't have money. So that's mode of goodness. And then in the daytime, you go out and search for the job. It's not wrong. For survival, you need something and you have to do work. It's not wrong. But don't compromise with devotional service. That's mode of goodness.
And I think, as you said, mode of passion means that you feel that your search for a job is
that doership tendency is very strong in mode of passion. The mode of passion has very intense doership tendency. Very intense.
because you feel like you're the cause. Your present activities, you feel that your present activities is the cause of your present situation rather than your karma. Correct?
No. It's a mixture of your previous life action and this life action, and the result is given based on that. Which action will give what result, nobody knows. Only one thing is known: if you practice bhakti, you'll get Krishna prema. That is guaranteed. Otherwise, which action will lead to what result, nobody can say that. It's very complicated. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Gahana karmana gati. Karmana gahana gati, that this karma is so difficult, it is so complicated that nobody can understand. Nobody. Except
I think
Krishna, absolutely nobody can understand.
I'm not sure you had understood me, because what I was saying that a person who is in the mode of passion and thinks he is the doer, he thinks that whatever activities he is doing now, like if he goes looking for a job, he feels that activity will be the cause of his getting a job, not his karma.
Oh, yeah. Yes. In goodness, the person has knowledge, he will consider karma a factor into his calculation. And then, yes, what you're saying is right. I misunderstood. Sorry for that. In the mode of passion, he will think that I am the doer and I will do this and get the result.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that the devotee, the way he should think is that, okay, I don't have job, I don't have bank balance, but the reason I should give my rounds priority because, can you finish that sentence for me?
Even if someone has lost the job and he has to find another job, where will you find job at 4 o'clock in the morning? Prabhupada says, wake up at 4 o'clock, take before sunrise, finish your chanting, and then go and look for the job. Show all your doership after 7 o'clock when the sun has risen. So chant your rounds in the morning. Then anyways, it's priority. Everything is closed down. It's not that the new government will come and then you will able to find the job at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll tell you, there's Brahma Muhurta. So many corporates, so many business people all around the world, they're so much focused. They especially wake up at 4, 4:30, 5 o'clock. And what they do for next 1 hour, just keep quiet and think. Why? Because they have understood the power of Brahma Muhurta. Even in West, even in US, even in South America, even in Europe, people have understood the power of Brahma Muhurta. So as devotees, Brahma Muhurta is meant for spiritual activities, not for thinking some innovative ideas for business. So do your rounds, and then 7 o'clock in the morning, go out, come back 9 o'clock, no problem. Keep some Prabhupada books, you will meet someone, distribute them.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
That's for 12 hours.
Very wonderful answer, Prabhu. Thank you so much. I do have one other separate question, if that's okay.
Yeah, I have time.
Yeah, I just, we often hear that story about the person who, was illiterate, and Lord Chaitanya says, you have understood the meaning, but because he was crying, and so he said he understood. So the purport of that story, is it mainly to illustrate that, the meaning that illiterate Brahmana got was the main purport that, look how compassionate and how loving Krishna is, or is there another lesson? He's Bhakta Vatsala. I mean, that seems to be why he was crying.
Yeah. So one lesson, definitely what you said is absolutely correct, is Lord Krishna is compassionate, and compassion involves all qualities. Whatever Krishna is doing, why Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna? To exhibit his compassion to Arjuna, and through Arjuna to all of us. So the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to show compassion. It's Krishna's compassion, that's why he spoke Bhagavad Gita. So compassion encompasses all the qualities. Another reason, another very important lesson. This is like we here in Damodar Leela, two fingers. One is the effort, one is Krishna's mercy. So this is Krishna's mercy. What is the effort he was putting? Because my Guru has told me, even though I am incapable, I am illiterate, I will still read Bhagavad Gita. I will still try to read. So unflinching faith on the instructions of spiritual master, on the instruction of Guru, that is very important lesson from this. We have to do that. The tears from the eyes, the mercy of Krishna will follow. It has to follow. But we have to put that faith in the words of our Guru, that whatever he is saying is perfect, and I must try to do, even though I'm not capable of doing it, I will still try. If that kind of faith you have.
Oh, that's so beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you very, very much. Very beautiful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very so much, Prabhuji, once again for enlightening a class today, and we are very, very grateful to you. We look forward for your association again in future, Prabhuji. If nobody have any questions, we can end the call here.
Thank you.
Vancha?
Very, very nice
Okay.
classes. Very nice answers. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Chakravarti Prabhu ji ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna class. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Padmasakhi Mataji.
Mataji, I am there. Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, I'm not able to share the screen.
No, you are co-host, Mataji.
No, host disabled. Maybe they did it on. I did it from two devices.
Yes, Mataji, you're from two
Yeah,
devices.
yeah. So it's so
co-host now. Please try now, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. We have today very less time.
yeah. So
Yes. We'll see how much we can cover. Okay, thank you all so much for staying back for our Vrindavan. let's start praying. Let's pray to Shri Radharani, Shri Krishna, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada, and all the Guru Vargas and all the devotees, so that we will be able to do our parikrama properly today. We'll start. So yesterday, I'll make a big screen, but just give me a minute. So yesterday we have stopped at this Bila where Yashoda Maya tries to scare the boys because they were not coming for their lunch and they were playing far away. So in that place, still we have some like like very different, not like humanly, like these scary figures are there in that place. So if we go, we can see even now they are there. So then we will see our Nanda Bhavan. So this is the place which was where Krishna grew up. This is the place where Nanda Maharaj and all Krishna's Nanda Maharaj's brothers, they all stayed, right? So this is the place, and the deities are, these are the deities. If you enter, you will see Yashoda Maya, Nanda Maharaj, then Madhumangal and Sridham, then Radharani. So, and if you closely see, see how the deities are. We cannot even differentiate who is Krishna and who is Balaram. They both look the same, they're dressed the same, everything is same. So the Vrajavasis, they explain, they say that many, and as I said, if we are at Vrinda Kund, you can see Nandagaon's building. Actually, the deities are also facing towards Vrinda Kund. So then why they're dressed similarly? Because when we have two boys, they always say that you wore that, like bhaiya wore this, you didn't give me. Like my boy, I have two boys, they both keep saying the same. No, I want, when I put short for the younger one, he will start saying, I also want pant like Annaya, I want that. So they kind of do that, right? So the mothers Rohini and Yashoda were tried, kind of intelligent, and they dressed the both of them in the same dress, same jewelry. And one more thing was Krishna, Balaram is a elder brother, right? So he wants to protect Krishna. So and we know so many demons kept on coming. So Balaram dressed that way so that the demons will get confused if this is Balaram or Krishna. So that was one more reason why they, look same. And Madhumangal and Sridham are their close friends, so their deities are there. And why Radharani is there? Because we know she would come every day to cook for Krishna and Balaram. So this is the view of the Nanda Bhavan. And in the courtyard of Nanda Bhavan, we have Nandeshwar Mahadev. So the story we will see when we go to Asheshwar Mahadev's, maybe in a day. But Nandeshwar Mahadev, he is every day given the Charanamrit. After bathing Krishna, that water, Nandeshwar Mahadev, they offer it to, they give to Nandeshwar Mahadev, and the Mahaprasad of Lord of Krishna was also brought to Nandeshwar Mahadev. Every day they follow that method. Why they do that, we will see in the further days. So Nandeshwar Mahadev is there, and now comes a beautiful sarovar. Yesterday we saw it, right? Kund means little bit smaller. When it becomes very big, it is called sarovar. So this is the entrance. You walk like that, and you go down, then Pavan Sarovar will come. It's a very beautiful place. Actually, as I said, Radharani used to come and cook, right? So she has a kitchen, cooking place also here at Pavan Sarovar. There is a well, where the gopis and Radharani used to cook. Actually, we know that Radharani got this boon from Durvasa Muni. When she was a little girl, Durvasa Muni visited, and everybody used to get so Durvasa Muni, because he gets angry very fastly, right? So because everybody gets scared of him, they were not even approaching. But little Radharani used to make, with her clay toys, clay laddus, and she used to say, Durvasa Muni, eat, eat, eat. And Durvasa Muni would say, no, 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 it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But one time she forcefully put one small clay ball. That clay ball was also so tasty. And Durvasa Muni was like, oh my God, I have never eaten this kind of It was so divine, obviously, right? If Radharani cooks, we cannot even expect how it will be. So then Durvasa Muni says that, and he gives a boon, saying that if you cook, nobody can cook like you, and whoever is eating your prasad will never fall sick. So all the Vrajavasis thought it is better idea that Radharani comes and cooks for Krishna. They all love Krishna, right? So they were thinking if Radharani cooks, Krishna will be all healthy. So she would come, and the gopis would nicely, cut the vegetables and keep, and Radharani, under the guidance of Yashoda Maya, used to cook. So at Pavan Sarovar, that they used to, actually, when I went for Yatra last year, they were saying that the gopis would, form one big line, holding the food after cooking from Pavan Sarovar to Nanda Bhavan. So, and this actually, this was originally called Nanda Sarovar because Nanda Maharaj excavated this for the pleasure of Vrajavasis, and there's a beautiful pastime. So one day, Yashoda Maya was making lots of foodstuffs, nice fried items. Then Krishna approaches and asks, Maya, what are you making? Then she goes, Kana, I am busy, go and ask Baba. Then Nanda Maharaj says that I am going to Prayag to take bath on the Akshay Tritiya. So we know, it's like on Akshay Tritiya, many people go and take bath at this Prayag, thinking like, it's a holy place. And that day, that particular day, if you actually take bath, or they say all the sins are wavered away. So Nanda Maharaj says that, and when Nanda Maharaj says that, then Krishna will be thinking like, okay, Baba, don't go today, go tomorrow. Tomorrow is a good day than today. Nanda Maharaj was going the before day of Akshay Tritiya. Then Nanda Maharaj said, okay, I will go tomorrow. And the next morning during Mangalarti time, actually Nanda Maharaj woke up, and when he was looking, there was one black person who was rolling on the ground, and again dipping in Pavan Sarovar, again rolling, again dipping. Then Nanda Maharaj approaches and he will ask, hey, what are you doing? Then he says, I am Prayagraj, Prayagraj personified. He appeared, he said that he came, not appeared, he came to Pavan Sarovar, and he said, everybody comes to my abode, my place, to take their sins away, and they give me a lot of sins. So I'm coming here and I'm taking bath to vanquish all the sins that I have accumulated, because I am taking everybody's sin. I come here. Then on the banks of Pavan Sarovar, when Nanda Maharaj looked, then there were nice, nice, beautiful ladies. They didn't look like the ladies of Vrindavan. They looked very, different. Then Nanda Maharaj approaches them, and he will ask like, who are you? Then they all said that we are all holy rivers. They show their identity. They say we came here because we want to take bath in Pavan Sarovar and get rid of all the sins that we have been accumulating. So then Nanda Maharaj will think that, oh, if the holy rivers and Prayagraj himself is coming to this place, then why should I go to, why should I even go to Prayag? So that's how he dropped the plan, and that's how potent this Pavan Sarovar is. And Nanda Maharaj used to take bath here. The gopis used to take. Then all the cows, Krishna would call by name, each and every cow by name, and they all used to drink water here. And it is said that His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj explained in 2004 Yatra that he said, one corner the gopis would bathe, and another corner Krishna would be there, and then Krishna would go under the water and even take the dust of the the gopis' feet at Pavan Sarovar. And so now we see Radharani is cooking. And then on the banks of Pavan Sarovar, we have the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatan Goswami. And we know how Sanatan Goswami is one of the oldest Goswami, and he would visit everybody, and he was so loving that he would ask everybody, how is your daughter? Did your daughter get married? How much, how many calves did your cows give birth to? So he was actually like their family. Everybody would share his problems, and Sanatan Goswami would visit every village. He would stay there for some time, and while he's leaving, the villagers used to cry in separation of Sanatan Goswami. That much bondage they have towards Sanatan Goswami. And Sanatan Goswami actually on the banks, he had one more Bhajan Kutir at Mansi Ganga. We know that story. We have seen on Govardhan. So he had one more here, and if you see, there is one painting of the cowherd boy giving milk to Sanatan Goswami. So Sanatan Goswami was so, so deeply engrossed and, so much meditating on Lord Krishna that he didn't even want to eat. He didn't even think about eating. He was not even doing madhukari. So he was just doing his bhajan, staying at this bhajan kutir. So Krishna himself comes as a cowherd boy and he will give a pot of milk. Then then he will ask, like, how do you know? Then Krishna, just like Madhavendra Puri story. Then Sanatan Goswami will ask, how do you know? Then the cowherd boy will say, so I have seen many these Brajavasis, they were going like that. Then they were talking about you, and they gave me the milk, saying that this Baba is not eating anything. You just give this milk. So that's why I came, he says. And Sanatan Goswami drinks that milk, and immediately he understands that it's not the milk from this world, it is very divine. So he will understand that Krishna only came and gave him the milk. And immediately he will start crying, and he will think, oh, if I am like this, then I am taking service of Krishna, so I should not do that. Then I have to go and do some madhukari so that Krishna will be happy. Because if I'm not eating, Krishna is not happy, and he is taking the trouble of coming and serving me. Sanatan Goswami didn't want that to happen, and he started doing a little bit like madhukari every day. And he would come back to, and actually Vrajavasis only built this bhajan kutir for him. And even you will have the bhajan kutir of Srila Prabhupada's god brother, very dear god brother, who is his name Krishnadas Babaji. Yeah. So like very very beautiful, like Radhanath Maharaj explained in that same 2004 yatra. It was mostly about Krishnadas Babaji only. He explained, he was saying how Prabhupada likes him so much that I'm just sharing one pastime out of what all Maharaj said. He was saying that once when actually when Maharaj was staying in Vrindavan, he actually stayed in the same place where Krishnadas Babaji also stayed. And then it seems Krishnadas Babaji would chant always, even in the night. You go beside his room, loudly chanting would be, we can hear so loudly. And the Vrajavasis or the people who are staying there, they said they never saw him without chanting. He's always chanting, and he hardly slept. So he was very dear to Srila Prabhupada. And once Srila Prabhupada had a meeting near Madan Mohan temple at one bhavan, for Sarat Bhavan. So then they were having Prabhupada was with his Western disciples, and this Krishnadas Babaji came to know that Prabhupada was there, and he took Radhanand Maharaj, and they both went to Srila Prabhupada. And the door, like there was somebody guarding outside, and they were stopping, but then they requested, saying that to go and check with Srila Prabhupada if he wants to meet him or not. Then Srila Prabhupada immediately said that no, let him come. And Prabhupada got up from his place, hugged him, and they were just shedding tears in ecstasy. And Prabhupada made him sit beside him on the same Vyasasan. And they were just crying in so much separation, so much love. They were just crying. And that Krishnadas Babaji expressed his desire that during his last days he wanted to spend time at the banks of Pavan Sarovar. That means we can understand how how spiritually potent place Pavan Sarovar is. So we have a small samadhi also here on the banks of Pavan Sarovar.